Okay, group quiz, unit 8B. What is the value of log base 5, 125? What do I do? Change 125 to be 5 to the third, because when these match, my answer is just 3, and we're done. 64, again, you're always wanting to try to make it the same base. Okay, 64 is what? 4 to the third. So when I change this, I'm going to write it as log base 4 of 4 to the negative third. When you have a fraction dealing with logs, usually your answer is going to end up being a negative. We talked about that a lot when we were doing our log facts. So this answer is negative 3. Okay, number 3. Okay, this is another one that students sometimes mess up on. We can change this to all be base 3s. Do we want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, so 27 is 3 to what power?
3 to the third.
And the square root of 3 is 3 to what power?
3 to the 1/2.
Very good, 3 to the 1/2. And when you have exponents, what are you supposed to do? Add them, okay? So that means that I have log base 3 of 3 to the 3.5 power. What's another way I could have written 3.5? 3.5 or 7 over 2. Because you go your whole number, 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7 over 2. Okay, so these cancel out, and those are your answers. So 3.5 or 7 over 2 is a good answer, either one. Okay, when you have a decimal, what do you want to do with that decimal?
Bring it up. Make it a fraction.
Make it a fraction. What place does this go out to?
1,000.
So this is really log of 1 over 1,000. Okay? But this is what base right now? 10. So I'm going to change 1,000 as actually 10 to the third, and then we'll move it up. Exactly. So I'm going to get log base 10 of 10 to the negative 3. So my answer is negative 3. All right, example 5, or number 5, what happens?
You need to move the 3 over.
Nope, these cancel. My answer is 27. Okay, number 6. They just want you to rewrite this in exponential form. I think they're going to ask you, yeah, just that, or like solve for A. So how do I write this in exponential form? That's it. If something is not making sense to you, try changing it to log form or exponent form, depending on which form it's in.
I don't quite understand the sign.
When these match, they cancel out, and your answer is right here. So anytime these match, just like anytime these match, you cancel them out, and your answer is just the number that's left.
Oh, okay.
Okay? All right. Number 7. Since my x is here in my base, and I can't get like things to cross out, what am I going to do to solve this one? Exponential form. Good. So how will I write this? Okay. Some of you forgot this when you were doing the group quiz, but how do I get rid of a 1/3 power? Good. We raise it to the 3 over 1 power, or just 3. This ends up being a large number. That's okay. 125 to the 3rd power.
1,952,000.
And that is the correct answer. Okay, number 8, it just says rewrite using exponents. What can you do when you have a 3 in front? Yeah, this is where it becomes your exponent. So all they wanted you to do is rewrite this as log x to the 3rd power. That's it. What's going to happen is it's going to ask you what is equivalent. So like you're going to have something like this, and you need to know that you bring that number up, and these two things mean the same thing. Yeah. Oh, if you just wrote x to the 3rd, yeah, that wouldn't be right. But it's a multiple choice question. I don't even think that would be a possible answer. But you can't just like drop the log. So, okay, moving on to the next page. Okay, number 9. Rewrite as a single log. When 2 logs are adding and you're writing them as a single log, what happens? They end up multiplying. You end up getting log of 3 times 5, which makes log of... What do you think is another answer? Log 8. People think that you'll just add those together and write log 8. Log 8 is incorrect, but it is one of your multiple choice answers. So be really careful that when you're changing from adding that you end up making it multiplication. Okay, number 10, you need to know how to graph these. The easiest way to graph them is by doing what?
Exponential form.
First, change them to exponential form, which is 2 to the y equals x. From there, which class are you in right now? OTA. Can you come back at the end of the period and I'll write you your receipt? I will write. I have to. Okay, thanks. Or if not, I'll look you up. Okay, thanks. All right. So once you have that, 2 to the y equals x. Are we all okay with that?
Yeah.
Then make your t-chart. Do you guys remember which values you pick for your t-chart?
2, 1, 0, -1, and -2.
Is that for your x or your y? It's for your y. So whatever is in your exponent here, those are the values you're going to choose because it's easy for you to solve that and find the answer for x. So whatever is in your exponent, that's the letter that you're going to choose values for. Okay? So I'm going to actually just choose 2, 0, and -2. And you can choose more if you want to. So when I plug 2 in here, what is 2 to the second power? 4. What is 2 to the 0?
1.
And what is 2 to the -2? Okay, so when we graph this now, we go right 1, 2, 3, 4, up 2. And then we go right 1, up 0. And then we go right a fourth, which is in between 1 and 0 and 1. And then I go down 2. So this graph looks like this. This will be a multiple choice question on your test. So my suggestion is to always not look at the answers, make your own graph to the side, and then pick the correct one. So make your t-chart, do exactly what we just did here, and then you'll find the answer that matches. Are we okay with that?
Yep.
Okay. 11. This is the one that a lot of people missed on the test right here. So it says log 2 equals this, log 7 equals this. What is the approximate value of log of 28? So how can I make 28 with 2 and 7? Good, because this is really 7 times 4, right? And then 4 is really 2 and 2. So there's a few ways you could write this out, but if you wanted to, you could write this as log of 7 times 2 times 2, right? And then when we separate those to put them in terms of just log 2 and log 7, what do I end up doing with the multiplication? It changes to adding. So that means I end up with log 7 plus log 2 plus log 2. Which means when I plug in these values, I now have 0.845 plus 0.301 plus 0.301. Okay, and so then we're just going to line those up and add them up. So 0.845, 301, 301. We add, I get 7, 4, 8 plus 3 is 11, plus another 3 is 14, so we get 1.477 is your answer. Or so, 447. Okay. Are we all okay with that?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. 12, what are you going to do? Condense. And you know what? I might like star some of these problems. Make sure you understand this, okay? Because that's where people mess up. That's one of those ones. The first thing you want to do on number 12 is condense. Subtracting is going to condense to become what? Division. So I have 36 divided by 4 equals log base 6 of x. Can I drop my logs on this problem?
Yes.
The only time you can drop your logs is when there is a single log on both sides. You can't drop them like this. You guys will get the problem wrong. Condense them first, make it division, then drop the logs. What is 36 divided by 4?
9.
So 9 equals x. Okay, 13 is similar. What am I going to do on 13 though that's different?
Multiplication.
Good, your adding changes to multiplication. So the first thing we do is condense. So I get log of 3x equals log 24. Can I drop my logs?
Yeah.
Yes. Good. So now I have 3x equals 24, and we divide by 3, and so x equals 8. Okay, 14 is another one you want to star. Okay, because on your test, you're going to do like dropping these logs, and then all of a sudden you get to 14, and you want to drop the logs. But the first thing I do is condense it. So when I condense it, I get log base 6 of 4x equals 2. Can I drop this log? No, don't drop the log. Okay, so now what do? Good, and so that's going to be 6 to the second power equals 4x. 6 to the second power is what? 36 equals 4x, and then your last step is to divide by 4, so x equals 9. Questions? Okay, moving on. We ready? Yes? Okay, 15. Log base 7 of 60 is approximately, how do I figure this out? Good. So the first thing though I would do is change your problem to exponential form. So when I do that, this is going to become what? Good. From there, now I do exactly what Marcus said, and I know like 7 to the first is 7, 7 to the second is 49, 7 to the third is 343.
It's between 2 and 3.
Exactly. So there's your answer. It's approximately between 2 and 3.
So if you read the word approximately.
Exactly. All right, 16, it says write as a log using base 4. Who remembers how to change this so it has base 4? Okay, Kelsey.
You just write log 20 over log 7, and then you just change the base.
That's it. Okay, so just remember this base number ends up going to the bottom. The big number stays on top, and then you can change them base to base 4. And I could have gone the opposite direction, which is what number 17 does. So they want you to write it as a single log. So how do I end up writing that one as a single log?
Log base 73.
So we cross out the 6's, right?
Oh, that would.
And then it ends up becoming what?
Log base.
Log base 2 of 5. This is now a single log. Right here there were 2 logs. Now this is a single log. So log base 2 of 5. Are there any questions there? Okay. On 18, does it say approximate on here? Can you change 100 to be base 7? Okay, so remember what I said. If like you're looking at that and it's not making sense, try changing it to log form or exponent form depending on which form it's in. So if we change this to log form, what does that become? And look, it's solved for x, and that actually ends up being the answer on your test. Like you'll find that multiple choice answer. Okay, so if it's not making sense, try changing it from one form to the other. All right, 19. Use the change of base formula to rewrite log base 4 of 7 with a base of 3. So this is just like which number we just did.
Number 16.
Just like number 16, exactly. So how am I going to end up writing this? What goes on the top?
4.
Good. Log base 3 of 7. Nope. And on the bottom goes the 4. And it'll be log base 3 of 4. And that's your answer.
Oh, because you always want the highest number.
No. It has nothing to do with highest number. It's just that whatever number is that base, the base goes to the bottom. They both start with B's. Base goes to the bottom. Okay? All right. Solve for x, number 20. What am I going to do here? Marcus. Rewrite it in exponent form. And so how will I write that? No logs. Get rid of your logs. It'll be 8 to the, good, 2/3 equals x. And then we have to simplify this. So how do I simplify that? What do I do to simplify it?
The cubed root of 8.
Good. Cubed root of 8 to the second power. Remember that bottom number is always your root. Okay, what is the cubed root of 8? 2. And we have 2 to the second power, which is 4. Okay, 21. What are you going to do first? Condense. So when I condense, adding changes to what? So log base 7 of 2 times x, or 2x, equals log base 7 of 54. What do I do now? Good, drop your logs, because I have a single log on both sides. So we have 2x equals 54, and your last step is to divide by 2. So x equals 27. 22, what am I going to do? Sarah, give me your phone. Okay, what am I doing on 22? Condensing. When it's adding, what happens? Multiplication. So log base 6 of 3 times x minus 5 equals 2. Can I drop my log? No. So what am I going to do? Thank you. And how do I write that?
6 to the 5 equals 3.
Perfect. Okay, so the next I'm going to simplify and distribute. So 6 squared is, and we distribute, and I have 3x minus 15. And what would I do to end up solving this? Good. Add 15 to both sides. So we add, and I get 51 equals 3x, and my last step is to divide by 3, and so x equals 17. Okay, 23, what am I going to do? Good. 3 to the 0 equals x minus 2. What is 3 to the 0? 1. Good. So we have 1 equals x minus 2, and then your last step is to add 2 to both sides. So we get x equals 3. All right, these last problems, and these are fill in the blank on your tests, okay, 24 through 27. So you need to know what you're doing on these. 18. Okay, so we're going to change these into terms of 2, 9, and what other number? 10. 2, 9, and 10. Okay, so log of 18. How can I put that in terms of 2, 9, and 10? So 2 times 9.
Oh, it's k plus m.
Good. So once you figure out what it multiplies to, we're going to change multiplication by expanding our logs, right? And so we get log of 2 plus log of 9, and so my answer is k plus m, or m plus k, either way. But they're not multiplying, right? They're adding. Okay, how can I get 3 using 9, 2, and 10? You're thinking right. The square root of 9. Yes, you're thinking, you've got it. So log square root of 9 is 3, right? But we can't write square root, so we're going to change that to be 1/2 exponent. So log 9 to the 1/2. And then what do you do with exponents? You bring it to the front. So that means I have 1/2 log 9. And so I have 1/2 m, or m over 2. Are we good there? So what am I going to do with 1/2? Very good. 2, that's 2 to the first, so I can rewrite that as log of 2 to the negative 1 to get rid of the fraction. Then we take our 1/2, bring it in front, so I have negative 1 log 2.
Negative k.
Negative 1 times k, which is negative k. No. You have to always change division and multiplication first. You have to expand them. Because this is only log. It's not like log 2 over log 9. It's log of 2 over 9. So you expand it to make it log 2 minus log 9. So then you end up with k minus m. Do you think that m minus k is the same thing?
No.
No. Because m minus k would have been 9 over 2, right? So make sure you keep it in the right order. And that's it.